I can't explain enough how good I really think that Justin Herbert is. He just put up 38.48 fantasy points on the Jags, and I know it's the Jaguars, but as a Jets fan, I've seen the rookie quarterbacks come and go. I've seen quarterbacks come and go. I've seen bad quarterbacks, and to just have a rookie quarterback that is averaging 308 yards per game, 2.8 touchdowns per game in his first 5 career starts, I couldn't even imagine what that feeling is like. I can't even sit here and act like I've been there before because I never have. The best quarterback I've seen at the Jets during my time as a fan was like Brett Favre, Chad Pennington, and these guys past their prime. The feeling that I could only envy from the Chargers fans. They miss out on Tua and Burrow. I know a lot of guys were really in their feelings, really in their bag that they get Justin Herbert. It's just kind of like, oh, we got Justin Herbert. We'll see what happens. He wasn't supposed to start. Then you get Tyrod Taylor, who gets like the weird fucking steroid injection into his lungs. He's out. Justin Herbert comes in, and in 5 games, he's just insane. If I'm a Chargers fan, I'm feeling good. I know that you guys are like 2-4, something bad. You guys probably aren't making the playoffs, but that's a good thing. Give Justin Herbert and that Chargers team another top 15 pick, and it's over. You get Derwin James healthy. Joey Bosa's looked good this year. This is a team that's losing a lot of close games. It seems like the Chargers always lose close games. Herbert was never a crazy prospect. You know, he was like a 4-year starter at Oregon, but he never did anything crazy. He never like even finished. I don't think that he ever had any Heisman votes. I could be wrong in that. I don't think he ever had any Heisman votes. He had 3,400 yards his senior year, 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Just nothing that stands out, anything crazy. And then on top of that, he had a junior slump where he comes out and he has an under 60% completion percentage. So that's always a concern. If a college QB has an under 60% completion percentage, always a reason for concern. His yards per attempt went down that season. Basically, that junior slump was worrying, and he comes out his senior year. He doesn't do anything crazy, so there's not much to love. He was just kind of a whatever prospect. You know, he did decent in the box score. He was tall, big, athletic, like I said. And then the film guys, I heard a lot coming out on that film community, those film grinders, the guy who watched the tape. They were saying that Herbert, he'll drop back in the pocket at Oregon, and he'll look at his first read, he'll stare down the first read, and then he'll just tuck it and run if it's not there. A guy, and that's never something you want. That's a guy that isn't going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. You want a guy who's going to look at their first, second, third read, make the good throw. That's how you get a Christian Hackenberg, a Mitch Trubisky, a guy who just looks at the first read, and if it's not there, then it's not there, and they're either getting sacked or they're running for like 2 or 3 yards. And to me, these concerns, I from what I've seen from Herbert, I don't think he has any problems looking at the second or third read. It looks like he's settled into that offense. It looks like he's like just chilling out in the pocket. You know, he's like a chill dude from Oregon, and he's making the right throws. He's fucking chucking it deep to everybody. He's just lighting the league on fire right now. And I think I'm really just trying to figure out where it all went wrong. You have to remember, he was getting put up against Tua and Burrow. Tua and Burrow, 2 guys that came out as juniors. Remember, Herbert comes out as a senior. As a senior, you'd like to see him light it up a little bit more. You know, 3,400 yards, 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions is solid. But as a senior, when you're like a grown man amongst boys, for Justin Herbert, it's not that we needed to see more. It's that we needed to maybe provide a little bit more context around his career at Oregon. Remember, at Oregon, Oregon's not pumping out the next Calvin Johnson, you know, crazy next wide receiver. We have these factories of NFL talent like Alabama. They have Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith. Who do we just have? Jerry Jeudy. Then you also have Jalen Waddle. And then at LSU, you had Terrence Mitchell, Thaddeus Moss, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. These teams are producing NFL caliber wide receivers, and those are the guys that Tua and Joe Burrow had on their team. Now, no disrespect to either of those guys, but Oregon is not Alabama. It's not Clemson, LSU. It's not any of those type of teams, and you have to give Herbert the benefit of the doubt. During his 4-year career at Oregon, only 1 wide receiver he ever had reached 1,000 yards. That was Dylan Mitchell, who got drafted in the 7th round in 2019. So the guy is throwing to scrubs. I don't care that a lot of these guys, I know Oregon, they recruit well. I was looking at their 247 pages. I know a lot of these guys are 3-star, or not, a lot of them are 4-star wide receivers. And I don't give a shit what their star is if they come on the field and they're ass, man. You're asking a lot from Justin Herbert, who never had a stud wide receiver. He never had his Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy. He never had his T. Higgins, Justin Ross that Trevor Lawrence even had. And Trevor Lawrence is going to be like an Andrew Luck type receiver. It takes a rare quarterback to go out there and be elite without wide receivers. And I think that we have to start emphasizing more in the quarterback evaluation process in the college and in pros, the supporting cast of wide receivers. Remember, I told you, this Mitchell kid is the only wide receiver they've had drafted. During that senior season that Justin Herbert had, where he had 32 touchdowns, no wide receiver had over 7 touchdowns, and 12 different receivers had a touchdown from Justin Herbert. During that season, he threw for 3,400 yards, and no one broke 1,000 yards during his senior season. Only one wide receiver broke 500 yards. So in his last season, he's spreading out the ball in insane ways. 32 touchdowns, 3,400 yards, and no receiver even broke 1,000 yards. He never had his stud receiver, so it's hard to compare him to Tua and Burrow. And Herbert's should have never been taken at face value. We should have never looked at Justin Herbert and compare them to Tua and Burrow, because you have to understand that Oregon doesn't have that type of receiver talent.